Here's my trip calendar. I am working on it. Wow, that is spazzing out with focusing, but we are trying anyway. So after trying about a gazillion combinations, I found that Numa Creek is available on August 8th, and I was able to find out that the day before and the day after, the Marble Canyon Front Country Campground is also available. So this is exciting. We just found out that G1 is available. It's the only one in Marble Campground, and it's available the day before I'd be doing the Rockwall route. So we're gonna book that. $30! Oh well, reserve. It's the last one. I can't say no. It's your Lowy logistics right here. New. Oh God. So that's 43. So that would be a marathon. Oh my God. So that'd be a marathon on the last day with a ridiculous amount of vert. So marathon on the last day with a ridiculous amount of vert. I think I'll stay at the campground and then bike out the next day. I think that's probably. So there are 2 sites remaining for my, what would be after completing the Rockwall run. J6 or J5? Pictures. J5 looks smaller. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. I want that. 2 picnic tables. I can really spread out. Now I'm checking the bus service, and amazingly, that's reservable now to take the 8S from Banff to Castle Junction, and then I'll just bike the rest of the way. But there's only 3 seats left. Oh wait, no, there's 3 bike slots on each bus. So yeah, that's why there's only 3 left, because there's only 3 bike slots. I got excited. I thought that I was like, yeah, just because I'm the only one stupid enough to do this. Okay, let's go. Okay, I am at the Banff High School Transit Hub, waiting for my bus to Castle Junction. We're gonna do the whole bus, bike, and then camp, and then do something. It's pretty great. I really like the setup here. It is incredibly cold today. I'm really surprised how windy it is, as I'm sure you can hear. So we're on the highway again, the Banff Windermere, heading to Marble Canyon Campground once again to start the Rockwall Trail. I have everything I need for 3 days of camping, one of which will be on the trail. That banana's new. That banana wasn't here last time I was here. What is new is the wind and the rain. That is new, and that is not too much fun. Yes, definitely slowing me down, but I got lots of time today because all I got to do today is set up camp. But I am on my way to the next adventure. Loving this highway. My 3rd jaunt across this highway by bike. I don't know if I'll do it again. Yep, rain. Oh, it's getting worse. Story of my life. Story of my life. The Sufferfest continues. Woo! Oh God. Never again. Never again. Who am I kidding? I'll be back there again. Oh, first time. Can shift it to a harder gear. Woo! If you want to destroy my sweater, hold this thread as I walk away. The sun's gonna come out and it's gonna be beautiful. Ah, it's beautiful. Haha, it's so warm. Oh yeah. Oh, it's the little things in life, like the sun coming up. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, we're at the divide. Woo! Let's go. Okay. Easy. Okay. What might actually be great about this weather is it might get rid of all the smoke. Oh, that's so cool. That's the Stanley Glacier. Stanley. That's part of Stanley. That's Vermilion. Back home here. Some new projects being done. Okay, so I've arrived at the campsite. The tent is set up. I'm taking shelter from the storm. There's intermittent showers, intermittent sun. So like 1 minute it's like 10 degrees and freezing and raining, and then a second later it's like 30 in here. I mean like 20 outside and like 30 in here, and like cooking and yeah. Clouds seem to have rolled out and the sun has been beating down, so it's been quite warm in here. I want to quickly show the sleep setup that I'm using for fast packing, considering that the temperatures at night could dip as low as 3 or even 0 degrees. I have a small sized Thermarest Neo Air, which is 3/4 length, so it just kind of terminates at underneath my knees. I just put my backpack underneath my feet to keep it off the ground and give a little bit of conduction resistance for my feet. So I know with my sleeping bag, the Mountain Hardwear Phantom Spark -2, that I get cold at about 5 degrees, to the point where I have to sleep on my side because conduction from the ground is too much. It takes too much heat away from me, and the sleeping bags, down sleeping bags don't really do much for insulating behind you because you're compressing them down. So it's all about the ground pad system that I have to reduce the conduction between my body and the ground. So I know that at about 5 degrees Celsius, if I add this underneath, I'll just put it here for demonstration purposes, my core, and then I have my pillow up here, which is just, this is a Nemo pillow that I've taken the outer off of to save a little bit of weight. It saves about 100 grams. And I sleep with my sleeping bag on top of all this, so I never actually directly touch the pillow with my head, so I don't care about the fabric or what material this is. And even so, I can sleep directly on this. I've done it, or I can put my buff on it. There's lots of different ways. So the reason I went with the full-length pad is I have a feeling that I'm still going to be cold if it's 3 degrees with this pad, this little mat under my core. So I'm going to take my backpack, instead of putting it under my feet, I'm going to put it directly on the ground right underneath my core. So I'm going to have my backpack, which is foam insulated. It has a bunch of materials, going to trap a whole bunch of dead air space. Then I'm going to put my Z-Lite seat, which doesn't weigh very much, underneath my core. Then that's going to all be underneath this, and then I will lie on top of all that. And that setup should keep me warm down to hopefully the temperatures that we'll be experiencing. My concerns for this trip were a few in terms of what gear to bring. So obviously temperature is a concern, it being around 3 degrees to 0 degrees being the predicted temperature for the night that I'll be out fast packing. So a -2 bag, that's -2 isn't the comfort, that's like I don't even know, I think the survival rating is like -18 on this bag. So that's like you can get 2 hours of sleep if you're shivering all night, curled up in the fetal position. 2 is kind of not where I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in this bag with this mat, just the Neo Air X Lite, the regular one, full length, to about 5 degrees. Anything around 5 degrees or lower than 5 degrees, and I start having to sleep on my side to reduce my ground contact and reduce conduction. So by stacking my pad, my sit pad, and my backpack underneath my core, I should decrease the conduction enough that at 3 degrees I should be able to get a solid night's sleep. Again, the reason why I went with the full-length pad is so because my backpack's going to be under my core instead of under my feet. So that's 100 grams extra to bring the full-length pad, maybe 150, something like that. But I think that's worth it for a full night's sleep. You might say, okay, why are you bringing a pillow? You could just use extra clothes. Well, I'm not bringing extra clothes. Everything that I'm bringing with me, I'm going to be wearing. I'm going to be sleeping in this. I'm going to be sleeping in this. I'm going to be sleeping in this shirt. Like everything that I'm going to be bringing with me is going to be on me while I'm sleeping, because that's what I'm going to need to stay warm. So I'm not bringing anything extra. So That's the best way to cut down on weight. It's not to bring anything extra. You should be using everything you have all at once for its particular use. Again, weight savings. I brought my wool long johns, but I brought my ski ones that are only 3/4 length to save a little bit of weight. It's actually a huge difference in weight between these and the full length ones. So just trying to save weight wherever I can. Yeah, I guess in terms of clothing, I have my soft shell that I'm bringing. I have this is a Patagonia Nano Micro Puff. Pretty light, very warm for what it is. Yeah, and then I have this little shirt that I sleep in. I'll have a pair of clean socks to sleep in that I always bring, because clean socks to sleep in is always nice. Bringing a hat because it's going to be cold, and if your feet are cold, you put a hat on. If your hands are cold, you put a hat on. Those are the rules. If anything's cold, you put a hat on. And food is pretty standard. Just a bunch of granola bars and gummies and breakfast bars and cereal for breakfast and powdered milk. Dinners are the usual, the big four. You start with a soup, you move on to a quinoa rice side, then you make a ramen, and then you have a hot chocolate, and dessert is a Kit Kat. That's the setup, and that's 1,000 calories for dinner, roughly. Calories in bars and whatnot, and 500 calories in cereal and bars and whatnot for breakfast. So 2,500-ish calories. Yeah, I'm going to be burning more than that, but this isn't super sustained. It's just 2 days, and then I'll be back here and can keep refueling. Plus, I have gorged the last 2 days eating. I had a crazy amount of potatoes and chicken and steak and everything. A little bit of fruit, a little bit of vegetables. Just kind of trying to replenish and get ready for the next round. Seems to be working really well. We'll see how I feel. Running is different than the other stuff. I went for a hard run the other night, which was really amazing. I felt great. I don't think I've felt that good on a run in a long time, if ever. Maybe it was just so beautiful. I was enjoying myself so much. Hours and hours and hours of preparation. And I forgot my spoon. Also, this Chipotle sidekick thing tastes like soap. On another note, there's the logistics of getting from where I am to the trailhead, which is, I think, like 15 kilometers from here. Yeah, so I'm mentally prepared to run that on the highway if I have to. Of course, it would be fantastic if I could get a ride from someone. So I think I'm going to go to the Paint Pots trailhead in the morning and see if I can get a ride from someone from there to the other side. Everyone else has to do the same thing. So everyone else has to shuttle who's doing the trail, because that's just what's done. And all the campsites are booked, so there should be lots of people around. So yeah, so hopefully I'll get a ride for 15 kilometers, which is like a 10-minute drive. For me, that would be a hour-and-a-half run. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to try to do that. Hitch a ride during, well, COVID's kind of over here. It's pretty great.